Hello allemaal. Oh, toch English. Hello everybody. Arthur asked me to present this afternoon the Dichtkunstkrant. This is in English the newspaper for poetry and art. Not only poetry and art, but especially poetry and art that deals with actuality. Maybe very shortly to say how we started with this newspaper. My name is Efrat Zehavi, and I started this newspaper with my husband, Florimond. And this initiative was first, last year, 2012, was the first newspaper we published. And the reason was it was kind of a spontaneous action that because we were not happy with what happened in Holland and the atmosphere in Holland about artists. So it was not only the bezuinigen, the cuts in the budget, it was the whole atmosphere, because artists became kind of black sheeps. So we had material at home, and it was a lot of poems that Florimond wrote. And all these poems were poems about actuality, real events. And I had a lot of photos I made, sculptures that were made according also photos in a newspaper. So I reconstruct photos from a newspaper. And we thought, why shouldn't we put these photos about the newspaper and the poems about the actuality together in one newspaper? And we just spread it around for free. Because we wanted to reach a wide public, and not only a public that goes to galleries and museums and art fairs, but publics that just sit in cafes and other places. So I can just show because now it's the newspaper of 2013, and this was the newspaper. I don't know if I can... This was the newspaper of 2012, the first edition, and we printed it in 5,000 copies. And we spread it actually by ourselves on the bicycle, in art fairs, in restaurants. Wherever we went, we put some newspapers around. So this was our spontaneous action, and we decided, because the situation is not much better, we decided just to continue. And this year it was more, we planned it in advance, and we decided to invite other artists and poets that deal with actuality. So this is our only limit, in the sense that the artworks and the poets or the poems should do something with relate to something that happened in real. Shall I show some from the? So 2013, we have some very nice artists that send us a contribution for the Dichtkunstkrant. For example, Hanne Hogebrugger. We saw this drawing of him, and we thought this is perfect for such a newspaper. This dead hanged man with the little bird who sing for him, or poetry for the situation. Maybe we can save him or not. And Yeah, I can just show some papers. This is a drawing of Justin Vios. I will just let some papers go because the newspaper is free, so it's really this year we will spread it in many cities in Holland. I don't know. And we really want to continue with this project. We hope to try to do at least one newspaper a year and to spread it for free. And actually, this newspaper is made for two contrary sides. So on one hand, I think for the people with the money to tell them art is important and we should not stop to support it. So even if it's not from the government, so from the people who can support art and artists. And on the other hand, it's the newspaper is for the people who are totally not interested in art and artists and have no money and think that artists are just people who take from their money with no reason. So we just say, this is for you. We give it for free. We want you to have a look. We want you to think about it. Maybe, we hope the message will come also to people who might change their opinion about art and artists. And so it's a laagdrempelig kunstobject. So so we have actually it's an open call for artists and poets. If you want to send us materials for next year, or that if you think something to fit to the concept to the newspaper, you are welcome. And it's also a call for people who wants to support this newspaper for maybe next year. So we can continue to spread it for free. And to try to close the gap between the public and the art scene or something like this, or to make it smaller, the gap.
So what happens if the art cuts are gone? Do you stop?
Oh, if the government start to give a lot of money. Yeah. That will be very nice if it will happen, but I think there is still many people who has very bad opinion about art, so we can still reach some more public in this way. And yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Enderland.